Hello and welcome to the Games Vault.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What? I'm hosting.
Why are you hosting? I've been gone a week, and you're already.
You want to host it?
Yeah, well, I thought that was the original plan. I'm gone a week, and all of a sudden you think you can take the big chair.
We didn't think you were coming back.
You think, I actually have to.
We didn't know.
At the end of last episode, I wasn't really sure myself after you two. So, how about you sit down, relax? I'm back now. It's okay.
All right, carry on, sir.
Hello and welcome to the Games Vault podcast, episode 4. We're your hosts, Tyler.
Hello.
Brett.
Whatever.
And I'm Chris. Got a lot of stuff to go through today. I'm going to quickly touch base on the PlayStation experience, Just Cause 3 community engagement with some indie games, and some listener questions, game tips, life tips. We've got it all. So
Life tips?
Yep. We've thrown that in the last minute. So let's do it.
You're listening to the Games Vault podcast.
All right. So, PlayStation Experience 2015 PSX just happened over the weekend in California. So this is Sony's Expo, and releases or had a fair few announcements. We're going to very quickly run through a couple of things that sort of stood out, but we're not going to go into too much detail about what it actually, what happened. So, Final Fantasy VII, we had some more information on this.
Exciting.
So, particularly around the Final Fantasy VII remake. Still no announcement on release or anything like that, but they released some in-game footage of what it's going to be and some of the combat. Obviously looks drastically different. It's no current generation graphics, that's for sure. But it still looks pretty spiffy.
What year did Final Fantasy VII come out?
Oh, we're talking 95.
I played it in high school. Well, maybe even earlier than
97, I think it was.
That old?
It was either 97 or 98.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was 97.
Oh, I probably played it after it was released, but I played it around 98-ish, 99 maybe for me, yeah.
Yeah. Very old game, but of course, coming up to 20 years.
I don't do
2000,
math.
yeah.
But
Nearly.
Yeah,
Nearly.
it is. Yeah.
We're nearly at the 20-year mark for that. So, yeah, one of the classics.
Huge cult following.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolute massive following. One of my favorite games of all time.
Me too.
As cliche as that sounds, because pretty much every sort of, I think, gamer out there that's played it.
No, I think it's
Probably
one of the
says
first games that I ever invested more than 70 or 80 hours into, which is
Easy.
pretty standard
Easy.
these days, but back then on a PlayStation 1, it was unheard of for me at least.
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely one of those ones where you kind of go, I've racked up, 70, 80 plus hours.
Couldn't believe it.
So, but one thing that was interesting, they're doing it over a multi-series or multi-part series. So it doesn't sound like... I know there's this thing right now where they're doing like Telltale Games will do episode games where you kind of like the new Minecraft story one, for example, or they got the Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. It's like episode 1. And then you get that the game is episode 1, and then essentially episode 2 comes out. It's a continuation of the story, but you got to wait for it. So once you finish it, you have to wait for the next episode to come out.
Do you think
it's
that's
really
a
weird.
way of locking you in for further purchases, or you buy one?
Definitely.
Surely you don't get them all. It's like buy chapter 2, buy chapter 3, much like StarCraft's with the different campaigns.
Possibly, but it's all going to be the one story.
Right.
Half-Life 2 did that as well.
Yeah.
They did episode 1, episode 2, and then they just couldn't be bothered doing episode 3 and just left it.
Didn't they build on it? Was it actually... Did they continue the story? Or
Yeah,
was the story already
it was like
written?
it was Half-Life 2,
remember.
and then they did episode 1, which was like a continuation, and then episode 1, then episode 2.
Yeah.
And they basically were supposed to do episode 3, and they just didn't.
But from what I remember of that, at the end of episode 1, you blew up that giant tower, which was kind of like, you've won, well done. And then episode 2 came out, and they were like, oh, something happened after you blew up the tower.
So it's almost like it's like a sequel.
It looks like
I can't even remember, to be honest.
I couldn't tell if it was written to have an episode 2 or they just tacked that on afterwards.
And said it was. So it's more of a sequel. Well, this is more of what it sounds like. There's still more information to come out, but this very much sounds like here is the Final Fantasy VII. And they've also said that the story of the Final Fantasy VII remake may not really stick to the original Final Fantasy VII. So it could be different, or it sounds like it could be anyway. And so it's going to be one story, what appears to be broken up into multiple games. So like that episode. So it could be something like, but then again, I'm okay with it. They kind of go episode 1 is $20.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, you've already paid for retail. Now, if they turn around and go,
if
they turn around and go episode 1, $60, then well, okay. Anyway, they also said they've released some Final Fantasy VII gameplay of the remake. Like I said, that looks really good.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of stuff. It was weird. Couldn't tell what the combat style was like. It didn't look turn-based to me. I couldn't
No,
tell.
it didn't look turn-based.
Yeah.
It looked more like the upcoming Final Fantasy
Looked
game
hack
where
and
it's
slash,
all
looked very
action.
brawler. Yeah.
Yeah. For the PlayStation 4 fans, that's me. The Final Fantasy VII has the PC port that is at that moment came out on PlayStation 4. So you can play the original Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 4.
Right.
I haven't got it yet, but I need to.
Okay.
So, because if you go,
What's the advantages of that?
I can play it again.
Oh.
And
PC
Microsoft Plays
port,
can't.
though. Isn't it a PlayStation game to begin with?
It is. They created a port of it, which you can get through Steam.
Right, and now you can play that on your PlayStation.
And now they've just taken that and just gone, here you go, PlayStation 4.
Okay, so it seems... Yeah, right.
Which, according to some articles I saw, should have launched yesterday.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually gone onto my Sony store to have a look for it. So I'm looking out for that. Two more things that I wanted to quickly touch on with the VR. They've announced Ace Combat 7,
Ooh.
which is designed for VR support.
Another game I enjoyed on my PlayStation 1.
I'll be looking at that and VR. I think that's going to be awesome. And then Ubisoft has also... I don't know if this is a game or like just a demonstration of what they can do with VR. It's called Eagle Flight, and it's essentially you're just essentially an eagle that soars over Paris, and there's like 50 unique locations, and it's just obviously for the VR. So I don't know if it's an actual proper game. It doesn't sound like it is. It just seems more of a demonstration.
It's like a tech demo.
It's like a tech demo. Okay, hey, look where Ubisoft, look what we can do with
cool,
VR.
yeah.
So anyway, tons more obviously that came out, but they're sort of, I think Final Fantasy VII was probably like one of the biggest sort of things for a lot of people. People went,
It's amazing that a game
Crazy.
that came out that long ago can still have such a huge impact.
oh, I remember, I think it was last year? Where was it? It was probably E3, I think it was, where Sony,
There was a teaser.
there was the teaser
yeah, I
for
remember.
it.
I got my heart stopped
The
briefly for them.
crowd there
Yeah,
just
I think they cried.
erupted.
You have
Yeah.
to forgive my ignorance because I don't really play them, but like, hasn't there been a whole bunch more Final Fantasy games?
Oh,
or
yeah.
are they just no
Well,
good,
coming up
no
to,
good
like,
compared
15.
to 7?
Look, 7 was the first one that went from the old sort of top-down
Yeah.
look to
Is
like...
it, like
3D.
games, like old games, like you think in your mind that they're really amazing, but when you actually go back and play them, you're like, actually, this isn't really that good anymore. Or has it held its age?
No,
so
no.
well?
The characters were made up of 2 or 3 polygons. It was like a
Yeah.
triangle head and then a circle leg and then a rectangle
Yeah.
body.
Oh,
But
It was like,
In its
when
time.
I recently played the Gears of War, like where they redid the graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that game when it first came out, but playing it now, I'm like, damn, this is dated.
this
And-
will have dated for sure.
Yeah.
Of course
But
it will.
I have a good way to think of it. Did you ever play the old Legend of Zeldas when they were top down and then the Nintendo 64 variety came out and was the first kind of
Yeah.
3D one?
Yep.
Remember how amazing that was?
Yeah, like Mario.
It's a bit of a
64.
similar comparison. Final Fantasy was this sort of funny old turn-based top-down thing, and then they made this nice...
I'm sure at the time it was revolutionary. But
Oh, it definitely
it's
was.
just like people getting excited about it now. It's like, well, why is that?
I just
It's
remember
like
it
nostalgia.
being... Yeah.
That'll
like GoldenEye,
play.
you know?
That'll play a part, but I think it was just. It was something about, I think, the story. I think now, if you
Great
look back,
story.
it's probably
Yeah.
okay, maybe a cliche story, I
very
guess,
dark,
maybe.
yeah.
But I think when you look at all the elements at the time of character development, with all the magic system,
materia,
and the materia,
Yeah.
then with all the summon,
The summons,
the
yes.
summons and things like that of the creatures, a lot of
yeah,
it.
huge
I
things.
think, like, if you, Brett, right now were to go and play, you'd probably go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I think. For Final Fantasy VII anyway.
Yeah.
Look, maybe the remake might turn you around, who knows? But I think for anyone that played it, I think it's going to be more targeted for the people that want it, because they've been wanting this for years, and it's coming.
Just
Anyway,
hopefully it's done well, done justice.
can only hope. So look, that's it. So there was just the Final Fantasy VII stuff from PSX, the Ace Combat, and the Ubisoft. I think were sort of some standouts there. There was a lot more out there because it was like a weekend of stuff. So that's obviously not a weekend worth of content there. Google it, go from there. If you want to sort of find out more.
Good stuff. Actually, quick question.
yeah.
For those of us without a PlayStation, will we be able to play the new Final Fantasy? Or will that be
I don't know.
locked down?
I would presume it would be locked down on PlayStation.
How would you possibly play it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the new Final Fantasy 15 or whatever it is coming to Microsoft or
I
to Xbox.
played 13 on my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So
That was an online game though, I think.
No,
that was like
the-
an MMO.
no, the one before the MMO. The mate was 12.
Okay, yeah.
The one where you play Lightning, the chick with pink hair.
Okay, I think it did that. Okay.
Yeah, that was on my Xbox
Look-
360 maybe. I forget.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
Okay.
7 remake will be on some variety of console. I don't know.
Maybe they'll do that later or something.
But they're cutting
doubt
a
you
huge
get it
section
straight
of the
away.
market. Yeah.
We'll see. In episode 2, we did. That was our Fallout 4 episode. I think we said in that we were going to continue with the story in a part 2, which was going to be this episode. However, after a discussion between the three of us, we've decided we're not going to do that now because there may still be people that are obviously still playing it. It's a long game, and we don't want to be those guys that spoil it for you. So we're weighing up whether we'll do like a half an episode discussion on what is primarily the story, which I think may work, may not, don't know. Maybe if you listen to this, let us know. Do you want to maybe listen to our thoughts and discuss it on the story?
How we finished it, because we all did 3 separate sort of endings, essentially, which is pretty interesting. And we were just debating earlier whether,
Did we make the right decision?
Send us an email and tell us what you think.
Yeah.
happy with
GamesVault
spoilers,
Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, so also we have just started a YouTube channel. Now, in the past episodes, we've normally sort of said that I've got a Let's Play YouTube channel under Herdy AU, but look, I think considering how much fun we're having with the Games Vault team that we've got here, we're sort of going to merge that into the Games Vault banner. So on that, we're going to be thinking of doing things like, Let's Plays, because I want to continue doing that. I've had a lot of fun doing that, but we're also going to look to upload these podcasts to YouTube and include sort of in-game footage of what we're talking about, so you can see gameplay footage of what we're talking about essentially, and then pictures or whatever. So keep an eye for that. That is now live with our first episode from podcast. Episode 1 is uploaded now. We're going to be releasing that and publishing that very shortly after this episode, so you can go out and check that out. Just search for the Games Vault Podcast. You'll be fine. And of course, Facebook, search for some Games Vault Podcast as well. Get on there, chuck some comments up. Would really love some shares and likes and things like that. Send some questions in. Same to do on Twitter at GV Podcast as well. And just simply if you want, we've had some listeners send us in a couple of emails actually this week, which has been awesome. You can email us at gamesvaultpodcast@gmail.com as well. So main discussion today is Just Cause 3. So I haven't touched this. You two have.
I haven't played
Tyler
it
hasn't
yet,
either.
but I've watched
haven't
Brett
you?
play it quite thoroughly, and it looks very entertaining.
I thought you got it.
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I stand
I only
corrected.
just finished Fallout the other day, so
I'll have to run this
Brett-
one.
Yeah. Well,
Just Cause 3, I've been looking forward to it sort of since I've heard about it 6 months ago. Basically, I don't know if you guys have played the old ones or not.
just number 1.
I think it's 2.
I didn't play much of 2, but I played a lot of the first one. So it's just like, it's the same kind of premise. You're sort of set on an island where you're basically trying to overthrow the government. That is the whole storyline.
Wasn't that in Just Cause? I'm pretty sure that was in
It's
Just
the
Cause
same.
2.
It's the same thing.
a
Like
new
it's-
dictator
So
this time,
you don't play this game for the storyline, obviously. I may as well just say it now. I don't even I'm fair way through it, and I just generally just skip all the cutscenes because I just don't care.
Yep.
Because you just want to get on with the killing and the carnage, which is amazing.
Okay.
It's so much fun. The main kind of concept of the game is basically to take over. You've got this giant map, firstly, that's like 1,000 square kilometers, which is 400 square miles for Americans. It takes, if you've got a jet, it takes 20 minutes to fly from one side of the map to the other.
Really?
It's fucking massive.
Wow.
So big. But you can get stuck sometimes. There is fast travel and stuff.
Because I was going to say GTA 5. I mean,
It's
it
considerably larger than that.
I was going to say that takes a little while to get.
It feels probably about 4 to 8, even 8 times bigger than that. It's so
Wow.
big. It's realistic scale. You've
Yep.
got like a mountain and it just goes up and up and up and up and up.
That
and
being
it's,
said, though, a lot of it's just outback, isn't it? So
it's pretty
not-
densely. There's one side of the map is more sort of just more like
Wilderness,
naturey
whatnot,
and
yeah.
stuff, and then one side's more
not a lot going
settlements
on,
and stuff.
yeah.
But the idea is you want to take military bases and you want to take towns.
Yep.
So with the military bases, you just go in and it's pretty simple. It's like everything that is red, you blow up.
yeah,
So-
Okay.
it's hilariously labelled. Everything's literally got a red stripe around it.
It's like just shoot here and watch just hell unleash.
Yeah.
So you have this, you have a sort of a grappling hook thing which you can attach to things,
Yep.
and then attach to other stuff. So you could attach a tower to the side of a building, and then you just tether them up and then
Yep.
pull them together, and everything just collapses and stuff.
So it's very much not a game that takes itself too seriously.
It doesn't. It's stupid.
Destruction simulator.
It is. It's just a carnage simulator.
It's similar to I guess your Saints Row. where it's sort of like
bit like
it's
that.
kind of you know when you got
It's well, Saints Row. What's the newest one?
Get Out of Hell.
Well, not
Gat-
that, but
Gat-
the Saints Row 4. Like it's sort of like that, where
Yeah.
you're massively overpowered. You have this wingsuit. You can fly around.
Yeah.
You can once you get the technique for flying down, you can basically fly indefinitely.
Yep.
Because you can just tether yourself and pull
Yeah.
yourself along.
I guess because I GTA versus say Saints Row to me it was like GTA okay as
It's more
chaotic as it is.
GTA is like a realistic simulator compared to this game.
where okay to me like Saints Row was very much like I'm running around with a big purple dildo
Yeah, it
smacking
got
people.
boring after a few hours, whereas GTA didn't.
Yeah.
Do you
So
find you
it's-
get bored quickly in this one?
No, I mean I've had it for about a week, and I've probably put in about 12 hours.
Okay.
So it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Only really restricted by work and stuff. I'd probably
Yeah.
put in more.
Yep.
So I find even when I'm sort of I'm going to turn it off now. I find I'll just go and do something stupid. Like last night I was just pulled down a train bridge.
Yep.
And then the trains they'll just keep coming. So. And they were like
just keep
falling,
falling off.
and they just keep crashing into each other.
Yep.
And then another time I went into like a train tunnel, derailed one of the trains, and kind of like tethered them up. And then more trains would just keep coming in and just keep exploding, and it just never stops. So you can it's just there's no real limit to how much, and you can
Yeah.
be really creative with what you want to do. So you
Yep.
can use the tethering thing. You can like attach like cars to helicopters and then
Yep.
fling them at each other, and
Yeah.
just do all sorts of stupid stuff
Yep.
like that. You get barrels in the bases. You can tether them up to towers and fire the barrels at the things. Or
Yeah.
there's these things that shoot up in the air. And you can like tether the soldiers to those, and they go
Yep.
flying.
Off they go.
It's just it's hilarious.
I was watching a video on YouTube yesterday where it obviously looks like with the destruction, obviously there's a lot of destruction, but if you walk away from like there was this, for example, there was this guy, he did blow up a bridge and just kept watching trains, falling
Yeah.
off and things like
Yeah.
that. But he then sort of left a little while, went up to try and find more trains, came back and the bridge was back.
Yeah, respawns.
It's a respawn
Because
so-
the thing is that you've got like they're usually train bridges and they actually are integral parts of the missions.
Right,
So if they were
yeah.
to be destroyed, it would break the game.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. It's so cool not
yeah,
to
I guess because you don't really take the game too seriously, where it's like, oh,
it doesn't matter. You don't
it's
even
fine.
consider it.
I'm here just to blow shit up.
Yeah, basically.
The fact that you can take 1,000 rounds to the head without dying is also...
You can just
yeah.
it's like you're one man and you're taking on an entire army. So you can get you do like a rebel drop where you can basically request a tank, helicopter, and all these different guns. You can call in airstrikes. You can get when you're taking bases. The more stuff you kill, then the rebels will start helping you.
Yep.
So they'll start, and got to like unlock gates for them and stuff. So there's a bit of dynamic stuff like that where, if you want them to help you, you have to help them to get in the first place and stuff. Okay. But it's all based on this like destroying bases. So you'll have a set amount of things in the base. You go in. Once they're all blown up, it's liberated.
The red
And
things.
it's and you just keep doing that. So
Okay.
there's not really much depth to
Yeah.
this, but there is because it's all about you create. It's like a sandbox.
Yep.
And it's you create the fun in your
Use
own way.
Use your own imagination
Yeah.
to
So
liberate that.
the main missions are pretty awful. I've had a few fun ones, but a lot of them are just like annoying. I thought now in 2015 we don't have annoying escort missions anymore.
Okay, I was gonna say run us through some of the mission types that you've done.
Escort missions where the AI is just retarded, like
Okay.
just stupid. Oh, some of this like they'll just drive into say there's something on the road that shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going around it, they'll just drive into it, and then they'll just keep ramming, and
Right.
explode.
Okay.
Stuff like
yeah.
that. So like really bad AI.
I've
Okay.
actually heard you shouting at your computer a few times from my room.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. It's it can be pretty frustrating. you know.
Right.
It can be
But
funny as well.
Is it
but
frustrating because that's just stupid for a nearly 2016
it's
game?
It's frustrating because you're like a mission and you're trying to like protect someone, and they're doing
Oh, so-
stupid shit like just driving into like.
Oh, so it's actually the person you're escorting is getting
yeah,
stuck.
it's everyone. So yeah,
Okay.
and by
yeah, that'd be frustrating.
by association, unfortunately, they're doing that as well.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the thing with that.
Uh,
but it doesn't matter that much. It's got really bad voice acting. Just to
Okay.
pick on a few things. It's got like this sort of Russian accent that's like, it's if
Not
someone
really
was doing
Russian.
a caricature of it and then it was a really bad impersonation of a Russian person. Just that, like,
Are we talking about how they look or voice?
no, the voices. Yeah.
I
I don't know what a Russian,
I don't know
what a Russian person looks like.
Okay, just okay. Okay.
Putin.
What's the graphics like?
So the
I mean,
graphics.
when I look at it on YouTube, it's very much down
Real-
to what is being
really
recorded.
good, really good graphics. Looks
Okay.
great. It's the physics that are amazing as well. So
Yep.
stuff blows up really like dynamically. So it's as I say, when you tether things, pull stuff down, everything moves sort of independently of each other. There's been a lot of reports on. I play this on PC, so I'm lucky, and I play it on my 970, and I've had no problems with performance at all. It's been totally sweet.
So obviously a couple of weeks ago, you've now SLI'd your 970s.
It doesn't have SLI support. I'm only running it on one card.
Consistent theme, this, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah, that's been a bit annoying. And
have you got any games that support SLI?
Assassin's Creed did.
Okay.
So
But
that's
but
good.
you had to turn it off to get past the broken part of the game.
Yeah, but then I could put it back on.
I know, but
I haven't been able to use it that much. And now Fallout supports SLI.
Oh,
Now that I've finished it and I'm bored of it, it supports it.
now it supports
It does, yeah. They just patched it in.
Why would that need supporting? It doesn't have exactly amazing graphics.
yeah.
But it's not that. It's because like Bethesda haven't coded it very well, and it still runs like shit.
So you need 2 graphics cards to make it run okay.
Yeah. I mean, like
Well done,
Fallout,
Bethesda.
you can't crank up the god rays and stuff because it just chugs the shit out of it. That's to me that's just a bit lazy with the when Battlefront runs like it does.
Yep.
And then you look at like Fallout, and it's like, well, Fallout's getting lower performance than a game that looks 50,000 times better than it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know about that.
Don't
but,
know.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll strike it great when Oculus Rift released their Oculus Rift.
Well, I was saying last week that
then you got like
so DirectX 12 I was talking about last week is going to have like native built-in SLI support, so every game should support SLI.
yeah. So you probably find once you get into your VR world, then your SLI.
But the first I was saying as
fine.
well last week, the only game that has DirectX 12 doesn't support SLI. So I don't know. This is like what they do is like they advertise the thing. They're like DirectX 12. It's every game's going to have SLI support straight from the get go, and then here's the game. Doesn't
The
support
look you
SLI.
just gave me, Chris, was priceless.
I don't know what's going on.
As you
Anyway,
were.
just back to coming back. Yeah. So
well, there you go for anyone listening.
So I did want to mention the consoles. Apparently, the experience of Just Cause 3 on consoles is significantly different on PC. Like they're talking about 15, 20 frames a second on Xbox One. Like
And PlayStation?
PlayStation maybe 5 frames faster.
Really?
A bit better, but still not amazing.
That's terrible.
Especially with it, when you just blow up everything and it just chugs right down. I've seen a few videos of it. It doesn't look that good, but I haven't had those problems.
Well, that's,
Usually it's PC that has all the graphics issues and stuff, so it's nice to be on the other side of that for once.
after Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
So what has been, your favorite moment? What's some sort of action sequence that you have you gone jumping off mountains and gone sort of flying down the side of the mountain and caught up to a train and blown it up? Has there been any sort of
Yeah, absolutely. There was one time when I was shooting at a helicopter that was sort of like on the side of a cliff, and then I killed the pilot and the helicopter started falling, and then I grappled to the helicopter while it was falling, got in, regained control,
That
and
sounds
kind
pretty
of
cool.
like pulled it up before
Yeah.
I hit the tree line, and then just went over and like destroyed a base with it, and that was just
That sounds
fucking
pretty cool.
awesome.
All right,
so
okay.
the whole time, like I might, picking little bits out of the game. The game is so much fun to play. It's just an absolute blast. Like last night, I was just wrecking a mine site. So
Yep.
there's these big, massive excavators, and again, they're marked with all the little red bits, but you just blow it up, and
Yep.
the thing's just like falling apart, and just like you're blowing up all refineries, and it's just crazy action
Yeah.
over the top. So
you
good.
picked it up through Steam, didn't you?
I did.
How much was it?
It was
keep in
about
mind-
$80, I think.
Keep in mind, this is obviously in the Australian currency as
Yeah,
well.
we probably pay more, significantly more for our games than they do in the US.
It's that shipping cost of the download.
I think it's definitely worth it because it's a fantastic game, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're not playing for any sort of story, that's for sure, by the sounds of it. You're just playing for just a good time.
If you want to go in and be stealthy and use strategy and kind of, use your brain a bit and stuff, forget it. It doesn't
Yeah,
work. It's just
going
go
guns
in,
blazing.
balls out, fucking just all the nukes going off, everyone's dying, just yeah.
So I mean, you say you're up to about 12 hours now. Have you finished the story yet? Or
No,
I know you said
it's huge. I've only freed about a third of the island. And
Is
I'm at
the
12
story
hours.
to free the entire island, or is that just
Basically,
like the
it's
side
like
stuff?
little missions that go along, like escort,
Yeah.
X to Y, and then take this to there, and then it will be like,
Blow shit up.
yeah, and then it will just be like, oh, free up some more towns.
Yeah.
So it's really like
So
quite.
it's
quite
exactly
lazy.
the same as Just Cause 1 and 2. Just
I can't. Just Cause 1 such a long time ago. I
it
played
was, but Just Cause 2 was one I did play a fair bit, and it sounds exactly like that. Liberate, little encampments and whatever,
Yeah,
while sort of joining forces with the local rebels to take on the government.
it's the exact same story. But I don't think that's really a problem, and they don't
No.
they don't take themselves seriously. It's like, it's stupid for the sake of being stupid in a
Yeah.
way, and that's cool. I
Yeah.
think.
So you're still seeing yourself 12 hours in, which I think by today's standards is not a long time to be playing a game, but
I think it'll
You're
take. I think
still
it'll take
gonna-
me to about 20 hours. Just judging on how I'm
To-
feeling. I'm still really enjoying it, and
yeah.
yeah, I
so,
reckon I'll get 20 hours out of it. So if you get 20 hours out of a game for $80, to me, that's pretty good value.
Yeah. That's the thing when you kind of go, how much am I spending? At what point do I feel I've got my money's worth?
But like a lot of like, for example, I think it was GameSpot or IGN only gave the game a 5.9 because they were playing it on console, and they said it's just awful, just because it's so laggy.
Yeah.
And also, up to just going back to slag off consoles a bit more, up to 4-minute loading times on Xbox One.
Wow.
Really?
And it, like every time you die, and then like another 2 to 3 minute loading time every
Oh, no
time you
wonder
die.
it
So
was
people,
poor.
they're actually saying that they don't even want to do anything risky, because if they die, they have to wait 3 minutes for the bloody
But it's the
thing to
risky
load
stuff
up.
that's all the fun.
Exactly. So yeah,
Hmm.
I can't speak about that firsthand, but it's just
But being
word
on,
on the
PC,
street.
but you don't on PC. You don't have 4-minute. I suppose. It's
no,
very dependent on your,
probably loads in 20 seconds.
yeah, maybe depends on the PC that you've got,
Yeah.
and the RAM you've got. But I think
Mine's reasonably powerful, and it doesn't take long at all.
okay, all right, fair enough. I was just trying to think if there was any sort of standout differences between 2 and 3. In terms, I mean, it all looks, from what I've seen, it looks all pretty similar. Like grappling hooks and helicopters and jets and things like that.
The main things that stands out, so it's like the wingsuit, the sort of size of the map, the destruction, the graphics to a point. Like, it doesn't look as good as Battlefront or something like that, but it's still, it has almost like infinite view distance. So you'd be like you can see from one side of the map to the other.
Yep.
So it does look it's a really nice looking game.
Okay. Cool. All right.
And again, the physics is really cool. Just the fact that you can,
Yeah.
like, like if a tower, it's not like it doesn't just fall down the same way. It'll fall down a different way every time.
Okay. Cool.
And you can
Sounds
pull,
good.
you can pull the bars out and stuff, and you'll see
Yeah.
it slowly tip. And,
So there's different ways of blowing up that tower.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And you could just, you could tether a car to the tower and then like launch the car into the tower and just do stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of GIFs out there with the grappling and tethering of people and things.
Yeah, it's funny as well because you can kill. You're supposed to be working for for the people because you're like liberating towns, but you can also just like murder all the civilians with no repercussions. So like, say you liberate a town, that's like, yeah, everyone's like partying, they have fireworks, and then they're all like a band like
Thanks
breaks
for
out, and
saving
they're
us.
all,
Bang.
yeah, so they're all like playing, playing. I don't know, whatever the fuck it is, banjo.
Pull a
or
building
some
over
shit.
on top of
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, no, you just like, you can just like throw a grenade and like kill everyone, and it just doesn't matter. Like, it's just no one even says boo.
Yeah.
Funny. You're just like a god. Like, they just, and they'll still be going, oh, we love you, Rico. We love you. And it's like, bang.
Shoot me again.
Yeah, I love you.
Very similar to what was it in Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom of Pain, when you've got like your little base, your mother base, and you're building it up, like you've got soldiers there, and you go up to them, they obviously salute you, and they kind of go, care for a lesson, sir? And then like you punch them in the face, and then they get back up and salute you, go, thanks for that. It's like,
Thank you, sir.
all
Might
right,
have another?
okay.
Yeah.
Or you sort of grapple them and like choke them out type thing, and then they like just fall up, and they eventually get up after sort of their stars around their head, and they get up and like, thanks for that, with a salute. So
Oh, one funny thing is like you tether, if you get someone's leg and you like tether that to like a building, and then you tether their arm to something else, and then you like pull them in the middle, but they don't come apart. But it's just funny
to see them
because they
dangling there.
scream and stuff, and then everyone's like fuck, and like runs off, and like, yeah, it's great.
All right, there you go. So that's Just Cause 3. Look, I mean, I'm playing StarCraft 2 at the moment, so maybe I'll give that a look later on down the track. That might be for me. I think pick up on a Steam sale or something like that later on.
I'm sure within a month or two you'll be able to get it for $40 or something.
Probably.
I had a thought. The helicopters, are the blades independent? Could you tether someone to a helicopter blade and then start that thing
I
rotating?
haven't tried that, and I probably will
Yeah,
tonight. Now that you
yeah.
mention that, it's a good idea.
Maybe one person to each blade and get a thing spinning around.
Oh, like a human helicopter.
yeah.
Like
We'll
a
try that
clothesline
after
type
this.
Look at
thing.
these
Yeah.
ideas. Oh, wow. So
wonder
you
if that- yeah, I know what
land
you're
the
saying.
helicopter,
Yeah.
so the blades are steel,
Tether
and then you
someone up
tether
and
them
take
to
off.
each
You
individual
get
thing.
four.
At
You
least
get
one,
like
yeah.
you get.
If you're doing that, you're recording it.
Record it.
I've had so many things. I'm like, damn, I should have recorded that. 'Cause
Just
it's
get
hilarious.
that
I know, I
recording.
need to get that set up. But
Oh, that's an awesome idea.
there's so many.
I wanna see
if
that.
you want to like, even if you don't play the game or have any interest, just go and search for like. There's like a Reddit page of just like gifs of just people doing dumb shit, and
Yep.
it's just hilarious.
Awesome.
Yeah, so funny.
All right, so there you go. That's Just Cause 3. Next up, we're going to do a bit of community. No, we're not going to get that yet. We're going to do the 2015 Game of the Year
Game Awards. Game Awards.
Game Awards, that's the one. So you've got the list in front
I've got
of
the
you.
list here. I want to run through a few of them. There's too many categories to really go over all of them. So, Game of the Year, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
We'll go through what was nominated.
Okay. Bloodborne,
Yep.
Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, Super Mario Maker.
And then Witcher 3.
And obviously
And
Witcher.
the Witcher 3 one out.
Witcher 3 won.
Look, I never played Witcher 3, so I don't know.
It's a really good game, but I don't think it's better than Fallout, to be honest.
Okay.
It's got better graphics,
Yeah.
but gameplay wise, it wasn't as fun. It's just Witcher 3, when you're playing it, it feels a little bit like work.
Yeah, it didn't grab me at all, but that could just be me. Definitely
There you
looked
go.
pretty, and I do love a good sort of role-playing, medieval-ish sort of style game, but it didn't grab me.
I mean, like, so I've got Metal Gear on the PS4, and I mean, like, I think maybe about 15, 20 hours in, and I'm pretty much nowhere near like finishing. That's for sure. I don't think I played enough of it to kind of go, could that have been? I don't know. I mean, I kind of didn't play Witcher, so I can't really compare them.
I think Game of the Year should stand out. You shouldn't even have to think that was nominated or not. It should be like, bang,
Don't know. Unless I then with like Fallout 4, because it came out later in the year, did not enough people get time to play that or something? I don't know.
I think even
Interesting.
Fallout got nominated, so therefore, it's been out long enough for people to play.
It almost felt
most
like
of the
it
content.
probably got nominated because it's Fallout.
Yeah.
Like
hype
it
there.
needed
It
to
was
be
probably
there.
before it was even released. It was
Yeah.
not. It was nominated.
Well, there you go.
It's hard to say because some of the a lot of I haven't played all the games on that list, but it's interesting they have Developer of the Year and then it's like CD Projekt Red. It's like, well, yeah, it's just the same award
Yeah.
basically. So they got the double
So
award.
who are the developers?
From Software, Kojima Productions,
Kojima. That's Metal Gear.
Okay,
K-O-J-I-M-A.
I don't play PlayStation.
Kojima.
Yeah, whatever. Nintendo.
Kojima, Chris.
Kojima Productions, Nintendo, Bethesda.
And Witcher.
Bethesda can fuck off there. It's kind of hard because I'm like, I get annoyed at them because, but then I love their games. So.
All right. What's your next category? And what's
The best independent game,
All right.
which was Axiom Verge, Her Story, Ori and the Blind Forest, Undertale, and the winner,
heard of
Rocket League,
Cool.
which I think is good because I
hell
love,
yeah.
absolutely
Rocket League
love
was
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Simple.
Why haven't we discussed
Fun.
that, actually? That was good. That's a great game.
We can.
Yeah.
There's not that much to talk about Rocket
Yeah.
League.
Oh,
It's
look,
just
cars
fun.
and soccer.
So it actually won. The best sports.
Yeah.
game.
Best sports
Best
game.
sports
I'm
game.
not happy
So
about
the
that.
best sports.
I mean,
So we got
that pisses
FIFA
people
16, Forza 6, NBA 2K16, Pro Evolution Soccer, Rocket League.
How?
I'm so
It's-
glad.
I mean,
no.
when I was a kid, driving those cars around, that was my favorite thing to play at school.
Yeah.
Just with my friends. With Rocket League. Yeah.
I
good
don't
sport.
see how that.
It's
Look,
not- it's
okay,
not-
there's a ball in it, so it was almost like, hang on,
And a
we
net.
need a fifth nominee,
Yeah.
and it's got a ball. Stick it in.
So is that Fallout basketball, like people play that where they shoot the ball? Does that mean that would qualify? Because it's just
Maybe
it's just
it
kind
should.
of an invented
Maybe
thing.
it should. There's a ring and there's a ball, and you can awkwardly put
Yeah.
balls in the hole.
See, they do have it does have esport game of the year, which I think it's like more of an esport.
I think that should be under esport category. Well, it's not. I don't think it's an esport yet. I think that's sort of one of those things that there's discussion about. Should it become an esport? Which I think it should, because it's just a short game.
For
It's
those
a lot of
of us
fun.
that don't know what esports stands for.
Esport. Well, it's your gaming sports.
Electronic sport, like Counter Strike, and like people play it competitively.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
League of Legends and
Yes,
etc. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
another
it's-
another interesting one is the best action adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll run through those: Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Batman: Arkham Knight,
Mm-hmm.
Ori and the Blind Forest. I've actually played all these, which is good. Rise of the Tomb Raider,
Mm-hmm.
and Metal Gear Solid. So
Batman.
have a guess.
I'd have to say Metal Gear.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It compared to I think
Played
Batman.
Dark Knight.
Arkham Knight was
Arkham Knight, right?
Arkham Knight was really good. It was just had a few issues,
Yeah. See Metal Gear.
like more than a few.
Beautiful game. From what I've played so far, beautiful game. I think if you, I would recommend, like, if you pick it up on a Steam sale, you go buy that, even if you haven't played the Metal Gears before. It's good.
I played it on my PlayStation, one of your first ones, so I'd be keen to give it another go.
No, this is totally different. Totally different now.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So for your esports game of the year, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare,
Nope.
Dota 2, Hearthstone, League of Legends, or Counter Strike Global Offensive.
don't know. I don't know.
Counter Strike Go.
Counter Strike got it.
Yeah,
Oh.
which is kind of cool. Yeah, I mean the rest of them. I mean, people can look them up themselves. Right?
Yeah,
Just
I think
read
there was
out,
like
read out a list. It was. It's interesting because I just think Fallout was probably better than Witcher 3. Having played both those games, I
Yeah.
can say that.
I agree.
But yeah, obviously not everyone agrees.
there you go. So
What do we got?
I found an indie game, which, well, before I do go into it, I want to, originally we sort of spoke about Fabric, and that was at the time going through Steam's Greenlight project. That got the go-ahead. So that's now actually been approved and voted for by the community. Whether that was because of us, I don't know. But
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to Torrent G for getting their
well
their
done.
game
Really good
approved.
work there.
It's on Steam. If you got Steam, go have a look at it. I think it's it's like I said, it's a short game. It's a puzzle based game.
It looks fun. Like I was watching some videos of it.
Yeah,
really
I think
fun.
it's very simple. It makes you, it's a good puzzle game. So I came across one called Critical Annihilation. So this was one.
So like Total Annihilation, but more critical.
No, it's done by Devoga. That's Devoga. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but in Australian language.
Kodja.
So it was literally like the developer has sort of said that this was just something he put together just to test his voxel engine. All right. So it's a very simple game. Like I said, it's about 15 megs, which I found off Game Jolt, which is where I also found Fabric. And it's essentially a simple shooter game. And it's not. It's you're on a big box, essentially, a big square plate, and there's just waves and waves of people just, what looks like Minecraft looking things, because they're voxels and they're boxes. For those who don't know, maybe know what a voxel is, it's generally like a 3D pixel.
Right.
What they then do is, so you just get waves and waves of things coming after you. You've got a machine gun, a rocket launcher, and
Painkiller.
you just kind of go around, you just shoot them and you survive to try and get as many kills as you can. But I liked, it's stuff that you play for like 10, 15 minutes. You're going, I had a bit of fun, move on. But I think, considering it's something, if he's just testing this, just to test his engine, it was running very smooth. It just, even the lighting looked pretty good for something that's so simple. I think it's just more, I wanted to shout this one out because I think it's more of a credit to the developer's skill and how he's put this together, because it just runs so well. When you shoot people, they just kind of explode into little red boxes, and because you get more and more, the blood just stains everywhere, and you're shooting rockets and they just create craters in the ground, and then the lighting of the explosions and things like that. I think it's just it's a very nice looking game for what it is, and I think the developer's done a pretty good job in just making something like so simple, run smooth, and I think it looks good. So I think I'll probably do a video on that for
I'd like
the
to see
YouTube
it.
channel. It was just a quick, short game I just had a bit of fun with. I mean, there were other games I did find that I also wanted to bring up, but I just thought this one was actually just good, simple fun.
And what's the developer's name?
Devoga. So it was Devoga. So
What's it called again? Did you say?
Critical Annihilation,
Oh, yes.
which
Sorry,
I got
how
off.
did I
Great
forget?
name.
Yeah.
Just it was.
I'm not. It's just a funny name. I just think of Total Annihilation, but not. I don't know.
Well, it's not.
Planetary Annihilation.
Well, look, I'll get some.
Critical.
I'll get some videos up of
It's
it.
like a
but-
Steven Seagal movie name.
Oh, what was that?
Like-
The Maximum Conviction.
Yeah,
was?
it's something like that.
So
like,
stupid.
just really, yeah.
No. But no, I think if it's something that
There was another one of those I saw. It was like Justice Street or some shit like that. It was something like that.
I wouldn't
old
be
Seagal.
surprised. Yeah.
Good old, yeah.
He was on South Park. I watched yesterday. One of the-
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh, fuck.
New
I have to watch
season.
that.
Yeah,
That's amazing if he's on there.
yeah.
yeah. We've also got questions. We had a couple of questions this week. We had one from Lucas.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thanks for sending that in. And Thrillho is back.
Thrillho's back again.
So I
We love
want
Thrillho.
I want to start off with
Which one? You want to go Lucas's one?
we'll go Lucas.
Yeah.
We'll go with Lucas. So I've got it here. Let me just grab it. That's me sounding all official with
Sound
my
effects.
paper.
That is paper.
That is paper. It's not an iPad. That's how cheap we are. So he says, "Hey GV crew, lately I've been tossing up whether to invest in a PS Vita. I play PS3. I have a PS1 and 2, and the thought of playing games like Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter on a portable console sounds awesome. But do you think the novelty will wear off? Will I get bored of it like I do with portable iOS games? Does it have enough other unique games to keep me invested? What are your thoughts on the console in general?" PS, loving the podcast.
Oh,
Awesome.
fantastic.
So
Thanks,
thank
Lucas.
you very much for that. That's it's a good question. The Vita's obviously been around a while.
What does that go for these days? Do you know?
So $250.
Aussie, yeah.
So I actually played the Vita when it very first came out. Actually, like I was in Japan just by coincidence, and I remember having a go at it, and I was like, "Damn, these graphics are impressive." It was sort of PlayStation 3 level of graphics, which
Yes.
for back then when it came out was good. But it's sort of still the same. It's had a very minor refresh, I believe, in 2014.
Could have.
They added. I don't think it's like the specs are any better. I think it's just like a bit lighter and thinner.
Yep.
Better battery life, possibly.
Yep.
It seems to me that just like Sony are they're not killing it off completely, but they're really winding down the games that are coming out for it. So far, they've only announced 4 games for next year, or maybe is it 4 exclusives? I'm not sure.
I think they at PSX. I think they sort of announced 4 games, but then there was sort of like more to come.
Any idea what the sort of average cost of a game is? You wouldn't think it's quite as much as a PC game or anything like that, or is it?
I don't know because they're still full proper games. They're just on a
really?
smaller device.
Okay.
So I don't know because I haven't actually up.
So for Lucas, I don't know if you spend a lot of maybe time on the train or something, you might get use out of it. But it's $250. You said you got PlayStation 3. Probably you don't have PlayStation 4. Put it towards the PlayStation 4 fund.
Look, my thoughts are I would probably stay away from it. I think, because you sort of said one thing actually in your question, which I did sort of miss there, that you are sort of on sort of part-time work. So I think $250 in Australian currency is a lot for something that you have a potential doubt that you might get bored of because of iOS devices and things like that. So
Well, he says he gets bored of iOS games, which is
look, maybe it's the game in general,
but it's if he's talking about he just wants to play the games that he plays on his PS3 in a portable way. Just
Well, I suppose how often are you using your phone for games? Are you out in the train enough to be using a portable thing?
the portable gaming market is pretty much done because phones now, like the power in like Galaxy S6 or the latest
gotta
iPhone,
be more powerful than that.
they're more powerful than
Yeah.
PS Vita. So it's like, what do you really?
I also think out of the PSX, there was quite a fair bit on PlayStation VR. It just, to me, I get the sense that Sony are really focusing on VR now, particularly with things like the Oculus coming out. And then there's the Samsung Gear VR as well. Obviously, done through Oculus as well. But it seems like they're really trying to focus, and there's been more demos and more, this is exciting stuff in VR. To me, it doesn't seem like they're putting enough effort and support. Even then, I was reading something like one of the games to come out to it was Hitman Go,
Yeah,
which has been converted from an iOS
exactly.
game from April 2014. You're getting excited from a game a year and a half ago that's now on Vita. I just don't think. I mean, if anything, look, maybe go onto your local advertising thing, wherever you might get a secondhand one or something. I don't know.
I was going to say the same.
Yeah, if you could pick up a cheap
one for
second-hand one.
$100, yeah.
But that essentially that console is pretty much approaching the end of its life.
Yeah.
So you're buying into a platform that is probably not going to last much longer.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, I have a DS, 3DS. Mm-hmm. It's an awesome little thing, but I very rarely use it. It's only like if I'm traveling somewhere, I might take it with me and play it on the plane or something.
Yeah.
But,
the only time you're going to be using it is if you're training to and from work, if you're on the train or using public transport, and then you need to ask yourself,
Maybe
how often
maybe you
is
want to use
that?
it at work.
Maybe you want to use
Maybe
that at
just
work.
hides
I don't
out.
know.
If you can get away with it, if you
phone's
can
better
hide
for
out. What does it say? Part-time what?
Part-time.
If you're hiding out the back playing it, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know if you can get away with that. But then you can do that on your phone anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
a bit
And,
more
and
subtly.
at least with the phone, you can kind of go, oh, messaging.
And there's heaps more
something,
games.
You know.
There's going to be way more iOS games.
Yeah,
There's gonna
and
be.
for a start with the iOS games, they're free or or a couple of bucks,
sort of.
Where, well, only a year into their in-game purchasing, but otherwise you could be forking out even more money for let's just say $50 for Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But there may be games that are similar to it for like $2.99.
Yeah.
Okay, that to me that seems. And if you've already got a phone, then there you go. I personally do not feel there's enough, from what I've seen, in my opinion, there's not enough coming out to warrant a full cost. Unless you're going to go maybe secondhand. Me, I'd be look if you got the PS3, the PS1 and 2. It sounds like obviously why not go for the 4? Give yourself a bit more
How
time.
much is the PS4 at the moment?
Well, there's a lot of. You could probably get bundles for like sub 500 now. with
Yeah.
like games, multiple games, and things like that.
So you're halfway there.
Yeah. So give yourself, patience is a virtue. I'd save a little few more pennies and try and get yourself a PS4. Or look, if you're happy with what you've got, because keep in mind there will come a time where developers will not continue to make games that are compatible for PS3.
I was actually wondering how long. I wonder how much longer they're going to make games for 360 and PS3, because it seems to be pretty much finishing out around now.
They'll have to eventually finish out. They'll have to.
PS4 and Xbox One came out 2 years ago.
About that.
So
Yeah.
how long is it?
That's
But
a long
obviously
time.
they're still getting sales. But
Yeah.
like I don't know if you've seen the like Call of Duty, like the latest one, Black Ops, the 360 version, like what that looks like.
No.
Pretty damn awful.
Really?
And it's just like they just like haven't bothered with it. Like it's
Yeah.
just like, you go into a room and say on the the Xbox One version, it's all beautifully rendered, everything, and there's like nice glass
Yeah.
and stuff, blah, 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 things in the room. You go in the Xbox 360 version, it's just like a room with nothing in it. It's just like, they're just like, yeah, here's your fucking room.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
fucking buy a new console. Like, it's just like they're quite lazy towards it. So,
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be running out to buy one. Anyway, so we did have another
have you got it?
follow-up question from Thrillho.
Thrillho's still going on about something.
Yeah, he is. Maybe he didn't take us. Look, maybe he didn't take our advice from the first one like he should have.
I assume his
So,
wife doesn't listen to him.
Let's have a look here. So, dear Games Vault, your advice to leave my girlfriend was hilarious. Lol. But seriously though, I've been thinking of upgrading my graphics card to a GTX.
Why is he
980.
laughing at our advice? We gave him good advice.
Yeah, it's like we were being serious. I don't know why it says hilarious. Maybe this is why you've come back to us.
Keep
You
reading.
didn't take it seriously.
All right.
So, thinking of upgrading my graphics card to a GTX 980, but my girlfriend says it's too much money to spend on a computer part. How can I talk her around? Do you guys ever have fights with your partners over computer
So
costs?
if you listen to us, we
wouldn't-
told you to break up with her,
And you wouldn't have the
wouldn't
problem.
yeah, you would probably have more money and you would have more gaming time.
But
Thrillho, you disappointed me.
but you thought our answer was hilarious, and that's probably why you didn't take it in the first place, and that's why you come back to us. Look, thank you for the question.
Yeah.
So once again,
But-
break up with her.
Yeah,
Tyler, this is you.
Well, I am single and have a lot of time and money for that exact reason. I'm single. It's lovely. I highly recommend it.
You recommend
Yeah,
single.
recommend single.
I'm the man who just got married.
Yeah, well, okay.
How's
So
your bank balance looking these days?
Don't know if she's got it.
he's not even allowed to look.
If pay comes in and it goes out another way.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
look, I would say go, because we had a little bit of a chat
Yeah.
before.
What'd you say? That was good.
I said to go, look, this is how much the 980 costs, but I'll settle for a 970. All right, so you dumb it back. You took it one step further.
I said, tell her that you want a 980 Ti, which is a $1,250 card, and then she'll go mental, and then be like, oh, fuck's sake. All right, I'll just get the 980. So I'm like, that's 800, so it's like way cheaper.
It's like $450
and
cheaper.
then
I'll get the ghetto version.
so you get so, oh, fuck, I have to get like a fucking pleb. I have to get the 980.
Drive a hard
like,
bargain here, lady. But
like a loser.
Yeah.
She thinks that she's beaten you down. You've actually gotten what you wanted,
Yep.
and everyone's happy.
Or if she really wears the pants and beats you down further, you can go to a 970 for like $400.
Then you're in our world
But
with
then,
970s.
but you know,
If she knocks you down 2 levels, then you may as well just remove your own testicles and give them to her.
yeah, sounds like that's about right. But
It sounds like you need to do that anyway.
But I suppose look, if you need to. But in saying that, look, the 970 is, I think, for half the price of a 980 is going to do.
It's like
Great.
85% of the
Consider
performance.
Yeah.
from based off your original question, if all you're playing is Fallout, you don't need a 980.
I'm running that on Ultra 970 perfectly.
Yeah.
No dramas
970 will do your job for Fallout 4.
I've got S-Lie now. It's fucking, I've got like 100 frames a second. So,
So, look, there's your answers. Once again, break up with her.
yeah. That's option one. That's
Or-
the best option.
Or upgrade your girlfriend
Yeah.
to one that plays.
To a TI version.
Just
Whatever that means.
I don't know,
spend your
know.
own money how you see fit.
Yeah.
Is that not so unreasonable?
So he said
Well-
girlfriend.
You look at me like I'm just
not
talking
even-
another language.
They're not
Please,
even. They're not
teach
even
me
married.
this.
They're not even married, and she's already dictating like how he should spend his money.
Okay.
Doesn't that seem?
I mean,
Just
Well, I don't know.
How
like-
would you know that? You were just assuming they're not married? Oh, he said girlfriend.
He
I
said
guess.
girlfriend.
He said girlfriend, not
Yeah.
wife. So there you go.
Oh.
They're not even married, and she's already gone.
Tell her you're only earning half what you actually are, and then you just sort of siphon that little bit extra off for your own little toys.
There you go.
Done.
There's lots of
Wise
ways you
advice.
can confuse it, or just say it only costs $100, and just hope she doesn't look at the credit card thing.
Buy some flowers.
There you go. Hopefully that helped. Well, it should have helped the first time, but
Yeah.
here we are again.
Give us an update. If she's still giving you grief, it's
Just tell her we told her so. I don't know. Anyway,
I'll
so
break up with her for you.
we've got.
we'll get Tyler to ring her, and he'll do it live on the show.
This is how you break up with someone.
Yeah, for the expert.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tips.
No one
so,
just leave the country, to be honest. But
Oh, game tips.
you have a game,
I have a game tip.
and I have a life
have
tip.
one?
My life tip might
Oh, right.
might help thrill her,
oh,
but we'll see.
I'm curious to hear this.
Go the game.
wanna-
Go
all
game
right, I'll
tip.
do the game
Go
tip.
game tip.
So, in Just Cause 3, this is only going to be interesting to people who play it, obviously.
Yep.
What you need to do before you go mental and start fucking everything up is go and find all the SAM sites and hack them. And when you hack them, they'll actually start shooting down enemy helicopters, and they'll work for you. And none of the guys on the ground will, for some reason, they don't notice that they're
dumb
SAM
AI.
because they're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
So what you do is say there's 3 SAM sites, hack all the SAM sites. No one seems to care. And then suddenly you don't have any helicopters troubling you, because the main problem with the bigger bases is they'll just start like airstriking you basically. But you can completely get rid of that, and then you can get a helicopter, and then you've got clear skies
There you go.
to rain hell. So that's
there
like
you go.
if you get the SAMs, you've got the base definitely.
There you go. Something to make your lives a little bit easier.
Yeah,
So,
that Thrillo should fire a SAM at his girlfriend.
my life tip. I think this may help Thrillho, based off obviously questions that he keeps sending us. Thank you, by the way. How to get more game time if you have a partner.
Oh God, you guys and your partners. I'm telling you, just
This works for me.
don't.
This works for me.
Yeah.
So it also makes you come out looking like the good guy. All right. So this is it. So
You're good at this sort of stuff. You got all the tricks.
And he's the only one who's married. So,
I just got married,
Still has
and
some
I still have
skills.
time to come here and hang out with you two idiots. So
Yeah.
Always support everything they do. All right,
Right.
always support everything that they do. This is the foundation that you're building.
even
all right,
in limiting your graphics card purchases.
let me get.
All
Hang on.
right.
Yeah.
Oh well, okay. This wasn't to do with money
What if
spent.
they're- what if
this
they're
is,
like-
this is getting you more game time.
What if they're like?
alright.
What if
Game
she's like,
time.
Chris? I've decided that I want to go and try prostitution. And you're like,
And I have a 980.
yeah. You're like, right, I'm getting the TI now.
No, what you're saying is you can now afford for me to have
Yeah.
SLI
and
980
think of the time freed up for you too.
There you go.
Love it.
It-
Yeah.
Look, I
so
think
even
I think-
prostitution.
I think it depends on your threshold of leniency towards that. So always then encourage them to try new ideas. So if they come out with something new,
Prostitution.
prostitution.
What if she's like, I want to join the KKK?
Always
Moving on.
make sure it doesn't involve you. So if they're going to like, my
Okay.
wife doesn't
Doesn't
listen to
involve
this, so whatever. She always tried to look for. She loves her TV shows. She's a TV show buff, and
Yeah.
she's always looking for new TV shows. No matter how dumb it sounds, you encourage her or
Yeah,
he, whichever way you go, doesn't matter.
But what if she wants you to watch them with her though?
This is the fine line. So if maybe I'm lucky because she likes obviously the girly TV shows, fine, and
Being a girl, yep.
being a girl. Well, obviously we do have friends that'll watch like The Walking Dead, and it's sort of like he can't get away because he wants to watch it both. But then again, he's a TV show person as well. So you want to support them when they do. So when they go to have a new idea, they're going to feel more encouraged when you go, you should do that because you've supported them through their foundation.
Yeah.
Followed up with the encouragement to continue with their idea. So, Thrillho, if your girlfriend decides that she wants to try something new, you support that. And you
No
encourage
matter
her to
what
do
it is.
No matter what
I
it is.
guarantee she won't support you back.
But
Yeah.
when she's off doing...
and you could use that as a counter because when he's like, well, I want to get that 980, and she's like, well, fuck that, and you're like, well, I always support your bullshit.
there you
What the
go.
fuck's going on? This relationship's fucked.
That always works.
Get out.
So there you go. So that may work for some people, it may not. It really depends what you're into. All right. So that's pretty much it for today's show, I think. That's it. We're going to wrap it
Do
up.
the promos.
Yeah, so First of all, so we have launched our YouTube channel, which you can find Let's Play videos, which I'll be looking to get stuck into. I've been playing Soma, which I'm hoping to finish very soon. I do have numerous episodes I'm going to start to upload. If you do decide to watch it, keep in mind the first 7 or 8 episodes was done on my original channel, so you'll hear me call myself as HurdyAU, which was my channel name. Ignore that. I'm just going to chuck it up anyway and continue on from my episodes of from here.
You're still HurdyAU. You're still the same.
No, I've called myself Chris from GVP.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I'm part of the GVP crew now.
Cool.
So
Nice.
so you can find us on YouTube if you search for the Games Vault Podcast. You can catch us on Facebook again at the Games Vault Podcast. Very simple. Twitter at GV Podcast. You can email us whatever you want within reason.
More questions.
More questions specifically.
Send us in questions and we'll read them out.
At the Games Vault Games Vault Podcast at gmail.com.
Thrillho, we want an update.
Yes, let us know how you go. Hopefully our tips helped you out. So
Either helped you out or ruined your life. One of the two.
We're
We're not sure which one.
either way, it's a win-win.
Yes.
You either get more time and have a girlfriend, or you get more time and not have a girlfriend.
Yeah. More time for
Or
games.
you have a girlfriend that's a hooker.
Yeah, there you go. It's
More money coming in.
Practically win-win.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for now, I think. So thanks for listening. You guys
you.
got anything else?
No, thank you.
No, it's good.
Cheers.
Do go
And,
subscribe though if you like this. Tell your friends.
And
Get involved.
next week, we're going to be talking StarCraft, the new one.
I am playing that now.
Campaign, yes.
Yes, I am playing that now. It is the Legacy of the Void. It is the final, unless they decide to StarCraft 3, currently the final story mission.
We'll have other
story
stuff as
campaign.
well, and we'll post that up on Facebook and Twitter.
Get involved on Facebook. We're daily. We are posting things of pictures and random.
We put a few of
stuff.
the Just Cause ones on there.
Yeah. So get on there. Get involved. We'd love to hear from you. We are obviously monitoring that very consistently. So thanks for listening.
Done.
We'll catch you next week.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to the Games Vault podcast. Keep gaming, and we'll see you soon.